I never realized until I go to do my videos how loud my car is right now. Dave says it's the wheels or the bearings. I don't know. I'm sure something got to get fixed on it though. It drives good, but it's noisy. I'm sure you guys can even hear that little hum. It was funny because David Bowles, he sells tires, I think, he noticed it right away. He's like, yeah, your tires are screwed up somehow. Anyway, lots to talk about. Well, we talk about lots every week. I get that. But I guess this week we have lots and lots to talk about. I'm going to try and keep it as compact as I can. Obviously, we had... Did you just laugh at me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You just snickered at me when I said lots to talk about, or...
No, you're going to keep it compact.
Oh, I'm going to keep it compact. Listen, I'm going to need you to keep your comments to a minimum during my video. It's my co-pilot, Amy, my wife.
You're actually my co-pilot right now.
I'm actually your co-pilot now, you're right. She's doing the driving. I wanted to talk about a lot, so I wanted to write down a lot of stuff. Obviously, we had the sale yesterday, and I always say this, and people bring it up, and you're right. I always say, geez, I think we did a good job, but I think we did. You know, I like to make a lot of analogies for baseball and football and whatnot. I watch sports, so you know, I think we laid off a lot of the heaters, a lot of the fastballs, a lot of the curveballs yesterday. With Lawmaker's brother, I think, was in a place in the sale where I was in a tough spot. I didn't think that I was going to spend $60,000 on a horse yesterday for an Ohio bred. I liked Lawmaker's brother, but truthfully speaking, the people that bought him, they bought a lot of horses, and I doubt their purse strings were going to be tightened at $62,000. I think they were going to keep going, and regardless of what place he ended up, it was still going to drift up into a position where I wasn't comfortable paying that much money. So, again, I always tell everybody when I go to the sale, when I buy horses, when I do anything that's attributed to the stable.ca, I just treat everybody's money like it's mine. I guess in hindsight, we could have bought Lawmaker for $60, especially since the one we bought for $60 sold out so quickly. But he was a full count. I know full counts could be good, and I know that Lawmaker's brother was a glide master, and he did good. I know all this. I just couldn't pull the trigger at 60 plus. Oliver, I just couldn't pull the trigger at 60 plus thousand for a full count. Now, after watching all the full counts sell as high as they did, if Lawmaker was number 185, if his brother was number 185, maybe I would have went a little bit deeper. Maybe. There's still a full count. And there was a number of horses that I was very interested in also. Again, Globetrotting sister, 60,000 also. I couldn't get up in there for a full count sister. She had a Muscle Hill sister, or brother, that didn't do very good. So there was a lot going on there. Now, many of you know what took place yesterday. You know that I bought, two things happened with Hip 135. One, I mispronounced her name for 2 full days. And 2, we bought Miss Meringue for, or Merengue. I like Merengue better. We should just change it to Miss Merengue, and then I'm right. Miss Meringue. I really didn't think we could buy her for a number of reasons. I was going down to get a drink just before the sale had just started, and I ran into Ron Burke and Mark Weaver, and I'd said, hey, I don't want to be bidding against you guys. 1, we can't beat them out. If they want the horse, they're just going to get it. And 2, there's no need to run them up if that's going to be the end result anyway. So he said, well, I'm only looking at high-end horses. So I looked quick at his list. Right on the top of his list was Hip number 135. So immediately, not only did I not think we could get her the night before, or the day before that, or the day of the sale, I was certain at that moment we could not get her. So I looked through the sale book. It wasn't like I was looking to spend a lot of money. It wasn't like I have to spend $60,000 on a horse. There was a lot of nice horses that I liked yesterday. And it seemed like the same people beat me out on 3 or 4 of them, which is very frustrating for me. But I stopped bidding at what I thought was a fair price to let the horse go at. So that was declared lawful. The full count brother to Lawmaker. That was Diva DeVille, the sister to Globetrotting. But the difference is, with Miss Meringue, I thought she would bring 6 figures. I thought this was a filly that, one, had great bloodlines. It's that first foal, head of a family. The second dam is full. Two horses that were fantastic that I watched race. Illusionista, who was a O'Brien Award-winning filly of the year, I think last year, and Prestidigitator, who was a fantastic horse in his own right. This filly was completely correct. Tall, long, everything you want in a horse, she had it. And she was already by an accomplished sire, right? And it's not that Full Count wasn't accomplished. He's not nearly as accomplished as he is Uncle Peter, at least in the here and now. So it was easy for me to pay 60 for Miss Meringue when I knew that every single one of our clients had sent me an email. Her number was on their list. She was on Ron Burke's list. She was on everybody's list that I knew. That filly was on that list. As she walked into the ring, we were sitting with our clients. We had a number of clients come out yesterday. And I said to John, I said to Bill, how much do you think? Bill said 102. John said 105. I said 120. And I literally, at that moment, because the sale was running pretty hot, at that moment I thought I was low. I literally thought I was going to be, the price is right, I was going to win. So, we're talking back and forth. I'm not really paying that close attention. I'm just waiting for her to get up really high. She stalls at 50. And none of us are really paying attention. I look over at the bidder, and he's looking at me right away as soon as I turn around. She's going to go for 120. Whatever. 52, I'm fine. I bid 52. Somebody bids 55 right away. Somebody bids 57 right away. So there's some bidders that I'm thinking it's Ron Burke, obviously. Still, she's worth 60. I bid 60. No one's coming back. 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. Bam, the hammer goes down. I was sitting there a little dumbfounded, and both Bill and John looked at me and said, did you just get that filly? I said, yeah. So you can never tell when you're at a sale. Right up until sale time, I was certain this filly would bring 6 figures, and I had supporting evidence. I mean, I know Ron Burke spends a lot of money, especially in Ohio. This is the one thing that everybody doesn't get, is that the people in Ohio are still spending money like they're this little regional circuit. They're the most expensive, they're the richest jurisdiction racing for the most money in North America. That's what Ohio is. And it just seems like everybody is still holding on to their money like they're not. And Miss Meringue was an easy buy at 60,000. You can tell if you're looking for shares of her today. You can tell she sold out. Now, I had another person call me and said that is why you should only buy expensive horses. She sold out right away. Yes, she sold out. But just to buy 10, 12 Miss Meringues, you're going to be out money. You're going to be on the hook for a lot of shares. Your nose is bothering me. You're going to be on the hook for a lot of shares, and the most important thing for me is to allow everybody to get in. We bought horses for everyone yesterday. We bought pacers, middle of the road. We bought trotters, the low end and entry level fee. We bought middle of the road trotters that I thought were very, very affordable and underappreciated, underpriced. And then we brought some high end stuff too. And everybody responded well. Obviously, the horses that were at the bottom of the scale as far as money is concerned, they sold right away. I was a little surprised, but Miss Meringue sold right away also. Now, obviously that's a lot to talk about in 9 minutes. I'm going to run through the horses real quick we bought yesterday just to refresh your memory and tell you what I saw in those horses. So we started with number 36. Let's be quick, because I don't want to have the opening too long. Number 36 was the My MVP filly out of Hunterton. Her name is I'm a Lovely Lady, which was odd because one of our clients and a partner of mine owned the brother. I didn't realize this. Took a 2-year-old mark of 155. His name was Dangle Van Dijk. Fantastic name, as I said. And he owned the brother. He said this filly was small. She was. But at the same time, nice filly, great video, stood nice, and has great pedigree. Look down on the third dam. Obviously, you see right there, Andover Hall, Angus Hall, Conway Hall. We went over this in the videos last night. I don't have to do it again. I'm a Lovely Lady at $14,000 was simple. Number 50 was the start of the Southwind Spirit Parade. I tried to buy all 3. I bought 2. The other one that was a brother to Cadabra, who I thought was the third best looking one of the 3, but because he had Cadabra in the family, he went much higher. I wasn't going to chase him all the way up to the 30, 40,000 mark. So I let him go. Eternity Road, this is the first one that caught my eye when I got to the sale. This is the first foal out of a sister to Madewell Hanover, trotted in 51, took a mark of 53-3, made 312,000, 17 lifetime wins. Lots of money, lots of speed in this family, and $10,000 for the Southwind Spirit colt at a discounted rate because people were shying away from Southwind Spirit. But what they didn't recognize was, as I said to you guys yesterday and the day before, Southwind Spirit is the only son of Muscle Hill has yearlings selling in Ohio this year. The only one. Next was 77, and that was my number one pick, maybe of the whole sale. And if that's easy to say, Miss Meringue, those were top picks. 77 was a horse that I knew would go cheaper, a lot cheaper than he was worth, at least from what I was looking at, and a horse I knew we could afford, and on flesh, in person, easily top 3 in the sale as far as horses look like. Let's roll on. This was another Southwind Spirit colt. Money again, 50 horse only had a mark of 59 and 50,000, made man of many missions brother. Second dam is a dam of Macho Lindy, a mark of 52 flat on a 5/8 mile track, 24 wins, just under $500,000 made in Commuter Lane, 10 wins, 55 flat in the third dam. Nothing jumps off the page outside of a workhorse like Macho Lindy, but at the same time, this was a fantastic looking horse, $16,000, pretty simple there. And then I got a couple of pacers. We had Ollie. Ollie was very interested. Ollie, what number was Momo?
128.
Yeah, that was Momo. Ollie really wanted Momo, and not only Ollie wanted Momo, Anthony wanted Momo. Momo was a nice looking horse, and I told everybody, quick little story. Momo, I said 22,000, and Momo, I had the $22,000 bid. Somebody bid 23, somebody bid 24. And I looked at Ollie and I said, that's it for Momo. And you can see the tears in his eyes. He was starting to cry. I wasn't budging. I couldn't do it. They stopped the sale. Guy said, hold on, Anthony. Obviously, the announcer said, he goes, hold on, Anthony. I had you at 24. And I said, that's incorrect. I bid 22. He said, 22? John? He said, John, do you have somebody? Do you have 23? He said, no, there's no one out front. I don't know there's shenanigans or what there was. But I wasn't budging for 22. So then the bid came back. Lo and behold, there was no 23. It was only me at 22. The hammer drops, and we end up with a knockout, a beautiful Racing Hill filly. Now, the Racing Hills were all over the map yesterday. Some went really high. Oliver, stop right now. Some went really high, some went a little bit lower, but this filly here, this is out of the same family as Tector Hanover, Kenneth J. Tons and tons of money and speed all through this family. And the 100% producing mare, the 2-year-old by Dragon Again, qualified in 59, timed in 55-4. This would be the only time I would be interested in what a horse was timed in. I guess would be as a 2-year-old, right? If you're looking at the next sibling, so I'll take it for what I'm taking for that. The Breeze is the brother or sister, it doesn't say, and that horse was timed in 55-4 and qualified in 59 and 59-3. This is Momo's family. Momo was a slam dunk easy. Now, at the top of my level, I wasn't going any higher than 22, but I thought Momo was a very good bargain for. Again, this is a level that when I say 22 is what I'm comfortable paying for. I think Momo was worth much more money than that, but I wasn't paying any more than 22 for Momo. Next was number 132, Roy Hill. Very important. Roy Hill was a very interesting purchase, and I'll tell you why. I personally got to watch 3 generations of Roy Hill's family race. Mike and Mark Horner raced the mare, the mistress, fantastic filly. One enforcer, the second dam, fantastic mare. And in the third dam was the Masters, who I watched Mark drive. I was almost right. I thought Mark won the Canadian Breeders. I remember him knifing through with the Masters at long odds. Finished second in the Canadian Breeders at 2 or 3. I'm not sure. I think it was 3. It might have been 2, actually. And anyway, these horses were raced in the Windsor and London and the Exeter area and did well. All 3 generations are homebreds, homegrown, and very, very nice horses. This horse is a good-looking horse, well put together, and Roy Hill, was maybe one of the simplest purchases I made all day for $17,000. Again, big, giant Racing Hill colt. We got a Racing Hill colt, and old Momo was a filly. We got a nice colt, nice filly pacer. Roy Hill. That's why I bought Roy. Number 135 is Miss Meringue, obviously. She sold out. She's a nice filly, and people gravitated towards her just because of who she was. First foal out of an Andover Hall mare that had 8 wins and 85,000 made, mark of 55-3. Second dam is the dam of almost $900,000 winner Prestidigitator by Cadabra, and Illusionista, the trotting mare of the year, O'Brien Award-winning trotting mare of the year last year. She was a Cadabra. You didn't like her? Gravitator, 200,000. Underneath her, a Valley Victor made 171,000. Classic Photo made 170,000. Another Cadabra made 50. And then you look down in the third dam, Annie's Bud Light, 155-3, 220,000 made. There's not much to talk about, and her page is nice, but to look at her, she is an absolute standout. At $60,000, I don't know if I would have went more. I might have. But I thought, and I told everybody, this is a 6-figure filly. I thought she was. I still think she is. Only difference is we got her for 60. Number 208. Now, this is a curious thing. When the night before, when we were talking about Miss Meringue and how I couldn't afford her and how we couldn't get her, I told everybody that 15 feet away, there was a twin of Miss Meringue. Beautiful, big, very correct filly. But she didn't carry the same tightness in the pedigree. There's some good horses on here, 52, 800,000. But the first 2 dams of number 208, Rose Run, Why Not? First 2 dams are very young. They only had 1 horse each. One was a Crazed, the other a Muscle Massive. The Muscle Massive is racing now at 2. The Crazed went on to breed this one. So the third family is the only one with more than 1 foal in it. And this is Repetitions. She was a Muscles Yankee. She had 6 foals. All 6 were winners. Money on my mind winning 152-2, 800,000 made almost. Take the money, $250,000, 52-4, and then down in the third dam again, another one, mark of 55, 220. Lots of money and speed on this. Not as much as Miss Meringue, but in a mirror image of her. The only difference was, as I said, and I was correct, a fraction of the price. We paid $10,000 for Rose Run. Why not? Next was 224. Now, as I do in a lot of the sales, I will buy a couple of flyers. A couple of horses that people can get their feet wet. Get into the stable or into racing for a very small amount of money. Have some fun. At least watch the horses train down. And who knows? The horses might turn out. Now, Holy Chick was a Broadway Hall. I'm not a big fan of Broadway Hall. A lot of them interfere and get really hot, and they're hard to deal with. But this filly's really long. I just don't see how she could possibly interfere if she wanted to. Now, second foal. First one was a Break the Bank K racing at 2, Macon Bank. The second dam only had 2 horses, I believe. No, 4 foals. Now, the third dam had a number of horses that were pretty good. Now, here's the interesting part about Holy Chick. And it doesn't really mean a lot, but it was neat to look at. Celebrity DeVille is out of the third dam. You guys may remember who Celebrity DeVille is. Celebrity DeVille is the mother of globetrotting. So a little bit of and down in the fourth dam, Bronze Sealster, Blossom Sealster. We have a horse out of this family right now. I can't think of who it is. There's lots of blood connected to the stable in this horse. This filly looked nice, looked fine. I certainly had no issues with her. She brought $6,000. She went in the ring, and I told John and Bill that were standing beside me still the whole day. I said, probably bring 10. I would buy her for 6. She landed right on 6. So I ended up buying Holy Chick, a Broadway Hall filly out of a Donato Hanover mare, for multiple reasons. And also, as I said, the biggest reason being she looked like a nice horse. Thought I'd take a flyer on number 224. We'll see how it works out. Next horse was the second flyer of the day that I did not do a video about and I didn't talk to you about. Hold on, Ollie. I went to check out 2 horses at Cool Wind Farms. The first one was a really, really nice filly. Her name was Chip It In, a Break the Bank K. I stopped bidding at 16. She went for 17. Now, the kid that bred this horse had another horse in the sale. Micah, I believe his name is. He had another horse in the sale, Mama Knows Best. A very good-looking Uncle Peter, very correct. Again, decent. Passing Jetta, 55 is a 3-year-old, 8 wins, 150,000 made on the first dam. Whitewater Rapids, 57. They all raced at 2. 57 over just under $250,000 made, and then Rapid Rail, 275 made in the third dam. So there's money, there's speed on here. This filly went for $4,000, and I still to right this second don't know why. She is correct. She is straight. She is big. She's not a small filly. She's not a giant, but she's big. She looks maybe a little shorter than Miss Meringue and Rose Run Why Not. But again, no idea why this Uncle Peter filly brought no money. I actually felt bad for the kid, but I felt great for us because this was a good purchase. It was a flyer. She's sold out now, but a flyer I thought was worth looking at, definitely with this pedigree and the way she looked in the barn. Then we only have one more left, and that was a horse I did a video about. We joked about it the night before. Jason gets frustrated with the We Will Sees, but this filly was a very, very good-looking filly. Number 246, Rose Run Wanda. Looks really nice. Nice size to her. Very correct, very straight, very good family. When you look here, She's Marvelous is the sister. Took a 2-year-old mark of 153, a 3-year-old mark of 152, made 90,000, 9 wins by Del Marvelous. The 2-year-old is now racing. Rose Run Vigilant is now racing. The second dam, Piece of the Rock, Pacey Doocy, and economic clout in the third dam. Lots of money, lots of speed here. And as I said to one of our clients, this filly, just because she's the third last horse in the sale, the We Will Sees were really mildly received. I figured she'd bring 8, and she brought 7. So again, I wouldn't say she was a flyer. I did a video about her the night before. I was probably prepared to pay 12, and we got her for 7. That's number 246, Rose Run Rwanda. So that's the 10 horses that we bought yesterday. That's why I bought them, and that's what I think about all of them today. Now, obviously, next week we got tons going on. Tomorrow we do have the Morrisville sale. We are looking at 3 horses in the Morrisville sale. We may buy one, we may not. We're going to be a little stingy because we did get 10 today, but Danny O'Brien is there looking at the horses for me. Mark Treffy and his wife are going to go and take some pictures. I am going to be on top of the Morrisville sale. We'll see what happens, but as of right now, we have 10 babies this weekend. Skip ahead to Monday. We are, if you want to stay on Sunday, we have Elysium Lindy racing Sunday night. We have Arctic Force racing tomorrow night in Vernon. Tonight, we're on our way right now home from Ohio, but we're going to stop in Batavia. I'm going to race Really Blue Chip for $225,000. The reason we're not blowing up the circuits about her, she is tired. She's a tired filly. She's going to need some luck, and it's going to be a tough road ahead for her tonight. Those are some real killers in that class. A filly that I think is probably one of the best fillies in North America right now. What's wrong?
Horse on the ramp.
What's that?
The horse and buggy on the...
Oh, yeah, there's a horse and buggy on the ramp. I always forget this filly's name. The AM filly. She's what's that? No, not our horse. The Corinth AM horse that's racing in New York tonight. She's probably the best filly in North America. Everybody keeps emailing me, reminding me. I know her name, I just can't think of it off the top of my head. She's racing tonight, a whole bunch of other ones. She's in tough. Need a little bit of luck from the racing gods, and hopefully we can try to have a good result, maybe get some money. 5th place is almost $11,000, $12,000 American. Still a good payday. That would push her close to push her close to 50 for the year. That's what 5th would get her. 8th will get her nothing. 7th either, and 6th. So we're gonna try and pick up some money tonight. We're gonna need some help. Monday, Spirit of Dio. One of our clients was nice enough to point out that I said we were arresting Spirit of Dio. We were prepping her in case she drew into the Peaceful Way tonight. I thought they would carry 2 also eligibles. They didn't. So she was jogged up, trained up all week. I said, well, if we have her ready, why don't we race her in a 2-year-old maiden? Makes sense. It was cheap the last 3 weeks. A little tougher this week, but at the same time, I think this filly has a lot to offer. She'll have one more race on Monday in the 2-year-old maiden, and then she's done for the year. We have a number of horses qualifying this week. Where did I put them? Sunshine Jane qualified last week. Looked great. Road Trippers qualifying this week. Casanova probably in 2 weeks. Final Answer will be schooling this week. 5-Run Homer's back. He's going to be racing this week. Probably school him Tuesday and race him on the weekend. Totally Tactor trained well the other, schooled well the other day. 2-4. He looked good. I'll play it alone. Missed a couple of weeks as we were trying to get him a class and we couldn't. I'm not racing him in the non-winners of 2 at Mohawk. Now I'm not gonna enter him to get his head kicked in. I want a spot for him. He trained great the other day. We may school him Tuesday and look for a class this weekend. Also, if we can't find one for him heading into the weekend. Arctic Forest, really blue chip. Talked about them. Frontier Cruise continued his cruise. 6 starts. His last 6 starts, he's 4 wins and 2/3. He really took that threat of putting him in the sail seriously, and he's really put together some good lines. Giddy Up Max looked a little bumpy last night, and I don't know why. Could have been the half. He sees a lot of stuff on the track. First time at Grand River, I believe. We'll see. We got to talk to Harry. Caviar's Triumph raced huge last night. Parked the entire route. 3rd beat a length. Just beat for 2nd at the wire. Raced huge. And then obviously a horse we often forget for whatever reason. I have no idea. Is our big boy Cruising in Style. He raced huge with another victory. He's got some real money put together the last 2 months. Cruising in Style with another victory on, I guess it was Thursday night? Friday night? Was it last night? Friday night? Thursday or Friday night? What else we got going on? A ton of horses racing. Oh, I forgot about Peanut. He's racing Monday. Peanut's racing Monday. Don't believe me, just watch. He went to the vet this week. Looks good. A few little spots done on him. He's ready to rock. That's Monday. Also, skip 2 more days forward to the Jugette. We got a lot going on for the Jugette. For those of you who were on suicide watch over Compass Rose making a break in the final, you'll be happy to look up the results from the mud the other day. I drove in the mud in a qualifier at Northfield Park, 58-2. Compass Rose, wire to wire, and she looked all business the other day. She's going to be in Delaware. Globetrotting's going to be in Delaware. Yeah, this is all the same day. Wednesday, Jugette Day. Yes, qualified by 18 lengths and 57 in the mud. He's going to be in on Jugette Day. West 52nd, trained today in 59. Jason found some spots with the vet. He's going to be racing on Jugette Day. Rose Run Valiant is going to be racing in the Buckeye. So is Sometimes Things Happen. So is Overdue Mission, and our little girl Susie K. She qualified 2-1 in the mud. She was in with the S, the poor little bugger. She qualified 2-1 in the mud the other day. Those 8 will be heading to Delaware on Wednesday. That's about it. You know, we can talk about what we have. We have 12 horses broke and going in the burn. We have another 10 on their way home to Campbellville. Jason bought one also, so she'll probably be coming. That's 11. I did do a video of another pretty little Racing Hill filly. I think we'll probably keep an eye on her. Winterwood was looking to sell her. And then, of course, we have 10 or 11 private horses to come in over the next 10 days. So I was just talking to Amy about it. We might actually do. Don't hold me to it because I'm waiting to hear back from Curtis. A lot has to take place. But we might put a little drone video on for you next Saturday, the day before I fly to Lexington, just to let you see what's actually in the burn, what's going on with the babies, how they've progressed over the short period of time they've had the harness on. It should be a lot of fun. So we'll have likely upwards of 30 babies going on the track if Curtis can do it, if I can do it, if it's possible and we can get it done. We'll have possibly 30 babies going on the track for you, which would be September the 28th. That is next 2 Saturdays from now? Today's the 14th? Yeah, 2 Saturdays from now. That's a possibility. We may do that for you. So for all the people that jumped in and bought all the shares, I appreciate it. For all the people that took part in the sale, Kelly was showing me the analytics of that sales hub. My God. 4,000 people visited it. 2,600 unique at times. So 2,600 people, unique clicks on the hub. And then obviously 170 or 80 people signed up for automatic updates of the horse. That's pretty cool. So if you have anything you want to add to the hub, what would be helpful, what you'd like to see, please send it to me or send it to Kelly. I'll forward it to her, or you can send it to Kelly at the stable. She's done a great job with that, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Obviously, coming up, we'll have a full production for Lexington and Harrisburg with Kelly, hopefully, and Curtis there. So it will be a little more quick and a little more seamless. But for all intents and purposes, yesterday was a huge... That was my drink that you just drank.
Yeah.
I don't remember getting... I can rewind it, but I don't remember you saying, hey, can I have a drink of your drink? No, it didn't take place. Okay. Overall, it was a huge success. I had a great time. It's a lot of nerves going to these sales because I literally had like 60 people written on a list. I would like 2% of this one, 3% of this one. I like some of this one. And I'm trying to look at the horses, gauge the horses, price the horses, and buy the horses. And I'm always worried I'm going to forget somebody, but I think it all went pretty well. I was a little surprised to see Miss Meringue sold out this morning. It's a little, I guess not as surprised to see Mama Knows Best sold out, but a lot of good-looking horses we picked up yesterday, and a lot of interest in all of them. So, that's the opening. I still kept it to 30 minutes. I think it was longer last week. Kept it to 30 minutes. That's the opening. A ton has gone on this weekend. I keep thinking I'm going to take a sigh, like a deep breath, and just chill out, but I can't. Got to race for almost $250,000 tonight. I have to race Alyssa and Lindy tomorrow. We have the Morrisville sale tomorrow afternoon. We have horses racing on Monday, stake racing. Spirit of Dio always puckers my butt up when I'm driving her. So, found that funny? Yeah. Spirit of Dio's racing tomorrow. I'm sure we're racing something Tuesday, and then Wednesday, that's our day. We're all off to the Jughead Day. We already have 20 or 30 clients jammed in to the tent and the turn for Jughead Day. It should be a ton of fun for everybody. I wish we were racing the next day, maybe, but for this year, the Jughead will be just fine. We get 8 on Jughead Day. I'm interested to see what they're going to draw, and I'm really excited to get down there and drive on the Delaware Fairgrounds racetrack this coming Wednesday. And then I guess that's it until we got lots going on the rest of the week. Saturday, yeah, we got the Keystone Classic. We have White Tiger, Harness AM. I think there's one more I'm missing. Simba, I think, also, right? Good call. It's going to be full speed ahead. I thought my summer was busy. This fall is going to get me crazy. Anyway, thanks for everybody that messaged us. Thanks for all our clients that bought into horses and bought into shares and listened to me talk the last 3 days. I think we had a great sale. We'll see. I guess we'll find out. What? Oh, and Kirby. Thanks, Kirby. It's not an acceptance speech. I don't think I can thank everybody. Thanks, Kirby, for doing the work with the camera.
That was genuine.
It was It didn't seem genuine?
No.
Kirby, I'm so thankful. I'm so very, from the bottom of my heart, from me to you, thank you so very much for doing the camera work yesterday. Oh? Oh, never mind. Okay, maybe she forgot people to thank. Anyway, it's been a great weekend. It's been a great day. It's a beautiful day today. Hopefully we get a little chunk tonight in Batavia. That would be helpful. And continue on our way the rest of the fall. Take care.